Turns out, the fat man needs to learn to fly above the flak. Gonna be eating venison for days. Alright, Friday, Q&A, Fanmail, lovely. March! I talked to Foam Blast. There should be patches soon. I'm also looking into making my own simpler patches, as well as auxiliary patches. Details on the auxiliary early next year. I have finished my big end-of-the-year Christmas vacation build. I'm hoping to get some footage of it this weekend so that I can post it for New Year's Eve like I did for Tier. Should be lovely if I can get a crew together to do it. But that's what's been taking up all my time. That's why I haven't been responding as quickly as usual. I've gotten behind on emails, of course, which is also just because I've been on vacation. So if you've been waiting for me to reply to something, sorry, kindly be patient. I will dig through all of the email when vacation is over. Yeah. Alright. Now for some questions. Dale Linton, what are your thoughts on a full foam gauntlets with foam blades, and how would you go about making them? I think that'd be kind of neat. If you made them big enough and gaudy enough, I mean, not like full shield size, I would certainly think they should be allowed for blocking. If they just had slightly widened, or were thick enough or whatever. I would say they should allow for cover. Blades on them, I think that would be pointless and potentially dangerous. You really never want to have anything strapped to your arms that prevents you from being able to catch yourself if you fall. So arm-mounted blades that stick out, unless they retract, if you trip, you have no way to catch yourself when you fall, and you could land on them weird, and unless they were just completely soft foam, which would be perfectly fine. Just have a pool noodle strapped to your arm, that would be perfectly acceptable, and I think would also be really cool and fun to just dual arm-mounted flaily pool noodles, because you could then also have weapons in your hands as well as having melee. I actually really like that idea. Now that I've thought it out, I may have to try something similar. But I would definitely go with coreless, just because you're not really going to need something like that to parry oncoming attacks, and it doesn't need to have a core to be able to bop people with. And it would definitely be safer. So, yeah, I like the idea. I'm kind of excited to make pool noodle arm blades now. Kid Fury. If you can go to any country in the world, where would you go? I would go back to France. I was accidentally cheated out of a day in Carcassonne, France, which is a walled city in the south of France. And I have sworn that someday I will return, and I will go in better company. Johnny Blaze. If you could build any weapon from history, what would it be? And what is your favorite gummy candy brand? Any weapon from history. I would like a half-track. I've always liked half-tracks. I would like a half-track. Like a scaled-down one that you could use in Nerf Wars. Like, a single-seater with one person in the back. Yeah, that would be my ideal. And my current favorite gummy brand is Albanese. They are, the flavors, a huge variety of flavors, good flavors, and they're really soft and delicious. Avner Segal. What is your favorite piece of music from Star Wars? It is a tough toss-up between the Imperial March and Duel of Fates. Duel of Fates was one of the first ones that I can think of that had vocals. And that was kind of an interesting thing in Star Wars music, because I don't think the original trilogy had much in the way of vocals in any of the major songs, and then Duel of Fates was, largely vocal and beautiful, and I think in Latin. Maybe. But I liked it. Darren Jacobsen, do you have, or would you like to have, a Nerf bill? Yes, just out of principle. It wouldn't be a terribly practical weapon in Nerf, because you don't have a shield. You really can't use a shield with a bill, because the way it's designed, it's a two-handed polearm. But a footman's bill, one about 6 feet, could be fun in the right situations because you could actually hook weapons and block weapons, and that could be a lot of fun. Doing it safe would be the hard part, just because Nerf, it needs to be extra safe because nobody's wearing any protective gear. I do have one for medieval combat that is just wicked and mean and has served well in many a war. The Gaming Baboon. What is a cool mod you can do with a Firefly? A lot of people use Fireflies for stock integrations, which there are some blasters that it really integrates well onto the back of. I'm not a fan of seeing it integrated with much in the way of end strike stuff because the Firefly is pre-end strike, I believe, and doesn't have that angular look. And so I feel when you merge the two, the non-angular back end to the angular front end doesn't always go so well. But there are ones where it does merge very, very well with. And I think I actually still have one that I did. It was supposed to be a mod exchange, but I never heard back from the guy. Of a Firefly stock integrated onto the back of a Demolisher, and I made it as a removable piece. As just a standard stock attachment, but it was sized to fit onto the Demolisher. So, yeah. There's lots of things you can do with them. Matt Senen. Is it okay to ask questions through any of your email addresses? Depends on the question. So, the commission email address should be used for questions about commissions. The reviews email address should be used for questions about reviewing things, though that hasn't worked out well. Most everybody that I do reviews for use my commission email address, and I haven't been able to convince them to switch over. But, I mean, there's really no reason for them to want to. They have that address in their address books. Why change it? If you just want to ask general questions, that's what the captain.xavier.nerf email address is for. So, use that one if you have just general questions. The Shadow Philosopher. Have you ever heard of the SCP Foundation? Nope. Unmodded Player 3. If you had to remake Ire, would you change anything? Oh, God, yes. There are major things I would do very, very differently now, knowing what I know now. Oh, yeah. Oh, good Lord, yes. I would definitely wire it for LiPo instead of the way I currently have it wired, and I do need to redo that anyway. I would simplify the whole battery housing, because I currently have 4 different battery packs in there. Well, 2 of them are the same. I've got 2 packs that are 16 volt, and then I've got a 1.5 volt, and then I think what would that be, 4.5 volt? Because the ammo counter, the UV LED, and then the front pump and the main gun all take different voltages. And now I understand how I could either use volt regulators or just resistors or any number of other ways that I could, change it so that I could run it off of fewer voltages and simplify the wiring immensely. The wiring in that thing is way too complicated. Yeah, I would change a lot of things. Johnny Whited. What is your favorite race to play in D&D? Have you played 5th edition yet? My favorite races are dwarves. I have always liked dwarves because I think my earliest introduction to fantasy was Tolkien, The Hobbit, so always loved dwarves. I know I haven't played 5th edition. Oh, grazing, glancing blow. Jessica Stark. Any recommendations or tips for painting the Stampede? The Stampede is a monstrous blaster to try to tape off. I finally quit trying to do that. And just prime the whole thing and then hand paint in the details because it's easier to just get, model paints, a silver model paint and a simple brush and paint back in all of those little silver details rather than trying to tape them all off and paint around them. And it's definitely easier and faster and will save you sanity. So that's how I would recommend going about the detailing on a Stampede. Vinyl dye the whole thing black or whatever color you want, and then hand paint in the details. If you want to do, secondary major colors, then you can tape off for that. But all of the fiddly bits, hand paint them. Absolutely. Jacob B. Are there things that Captain Xavier likes that you don't like? not sure you understand how Captain Xavier works. Various personas of Captain Xavier have definitely been very different than myself. The Captain Xavier at Afterworlds is an alcoholic, and I don't drink alcohol at all, which made it, that much more fun. It didn't come up a whole lot. It came up a couple of times, but there was a perk essentially called alcoholic, where you could use alcohol to heal health, and it was probably the cheapest way to be able to recover health that I can think of. Medics, in order to make health flags to repair, I think it took 2 materials, where an alcoholic just needed alcohol. But it meant if you had a medic who had the ability to take a flag off of one person and put it on another person, the alcoholic could drink and heal, and then the medic could transfer the flag, and the alcoholic could drink and heal, and the medic could transfer the flag. It took 2 people with 2 perks to be able to do that, and so it was well balanced. But it made for some interesting roleplay of the one guy just getting absolutely hammered and the medic, siphoning off his blood or some such. Didn't make all the sense in the world, but it was fun. So we'll put that one down as 1 for sure. Because Captain Xavier exists in a lot of different worlds. The medieval, captain.xavier.reviews is very different than the HVZ Captain Xavier, which is different than the, Elite Dangerous Captain Xavier, which is different from the Afterworlds Captain Xavier. It's just easier to use the same name all the time, which is very lazy. C. Haze. Do you think putting a Retaliator barrel on a Lawbringer for Master Keys would be a good idea? Well, if you want Master Keys on a Lawbringer, absolutely. I mean, you could use a Retaliator barrel, a Recon barrel, as long as it's got the lower rail, it would work. You could also use any of the various modulus barrels. There's loads of them that have rail on them, but it's a perfectly good idea. Isaac Wolf, how did you get into security work? Well, it kind of was already happening because we had, the crew, the mercenary company that we had, and this was before we had incorporated. But about half the crew was already doing security work for various things, mostly event security for Moscow. So they were bouncers at clubs and stuff like that. And it just seemed the natural progression to go from being, make-believe mercenaries to actual mercenaries, and allowed us to take jobs we wouldn't otherwise be able to take and get training and use equipment we wouldn't otherwise have access to. Some of those guys went on to be loss prevention folks, which is a form of security. One of them was looking into law enforcement, but has since changed his mind and has gone into more private security stuff as well. So I haven't done a whole lot of the actual on-the-ground stuff, because at the time we finally incorporated, I had a full-time job. And it was more of a administrative type thing, and it's not a full-time job for any of us. It's really somebody contacts us and goes, hey, I'm in this town and I need some security at this site, and my sergeant goes, I'll see if I've got any men, and he puts a call on, anybody available, want some extra money, this job needs doing. So it's very much a side job or a temp job for all of us, for the most part. But it looks shiny on a resume, and like I said, we get a lot of training and access to stuff that we wouldn't otherwise have, so that is how we got into that. Artemus Theron, have you read the Wheel of Time series? I tried so hard. I made it about 4 books in, I think, and lost the will to live. Later, I got a hold of the audiobooks and tried listening to it while playing video games, and got to about the same part and lost the will to live. I think I then, years later, tried again with the audiobooks, got, I want to say, to the 5th or 6th book, and just couldn't do it. I just found the characters so stupid and annoying that I just couldn't listen to it anymore. There were a couple of characters that I enjoyed. I think Matt and Perrin were the only two, and Perrin's female counterpart, whose name I can no longer remember. I liked those 3 characters, and they weren't major enough. I mean, they were major characters, but at that part of the book, they'd all divert. They were all separate, and they were all doing their own thing. And I couldn't do it anymore. I tried, couldn't make it through. Nerfer 99. What stock rival blaster is your favorite? The Prometheus. I must say, it's big and it's beefy and it's the way it's, minigun style handles, I just really, really like it. Even stock, it is an absolute beast, and I enjoy it. Seda V. Is Culvers a thing where you live? I don't think so. I looked it up, and I couldn't find any, so I assume not. Logan Kunkel. Do you plan on getting the new AccuTrooper? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Jackal Nerf. How do you feel about ginger beer? I don't think I've ever actually had it. Also, isn't ginger beer rhyming slang for something rude? I seem to recall that in a Monty Python sketch. Catman555. Hey, Captain, what is your opinion on running the old U.S. military Alice gear over Molly in Nerf? Now, do you mean instead of Molly, or literally Alice gear over a Molly vest? Alice gear over a Molly vest would seem superfluous, unless you're going for a very bizarre and specific look. It also might not be a bad combination. There isn't a whole lot you can get in Alice that you can't get in Molly, but there are definitely things you can get in Molly that they never made for Alice. I do have a set of Alice gear, the suspenders and the belt and the whole 9 yards, and I use it for very specific situations when I need to be not all in black tack gear. So I used it for some of the stuff at Afterworlds when I was playing the MRA Commando. He wore Alice over a bulletproof vest instead of black tack, just because it seemed, camouflage and all of that. There's a lot of neat things about Alice. There's a reason it was replaced, though. Molly is by far more modular. It's got modular in the name. And like I said, there are so many more options for Molly because it's the one that's being made now. And it's far more widespread in the civilian market, whereas Alice was primarily military, so they really only went for U.S. military stuff. So getting pouches for Alice that will properly fit Nerf magazines is a little bit more difficult because Nerf magazines are not the same size as M16 magazines, I don't think. I could be entirely wrong about that. I've never actually seen an M16 magazine. I don't think they're the same size as AK pouches, and those are the ones that I use in all my stuff. Are double AK pouches fit Nerf magazines perfectly. And the pouches that I have for my Alice gear that I believe were pouches intended for M16 magazines, 30-round M16 magazines. At least I think they are. I honestly haven't the foggiest idea. Never been in the military. Wanted to. Wouldn't take me. Bad back. Broken leg. Now I'm too old. Anyway, yeah, if you have Alice gear and it has the pouches that you need, run with it. Absolutely. Use the gear that works. Use the gear that you like. Use the gear that you're comfortable with, that you're familiar with, that fits your character. Yeah, functionality does not have to be the most important thing. Having fun is the most important thing. So if you enjoy wearing Alice gear, or you like the look of it, or, like I said, it's got the pouches, and it serves the function that you need at least, then run with it. And never let anyone tell you, oh, you should get a Molly vest, they're so much better. No. If you have it and you like it, use it. So, yeah, that's my heart on Alice. Ow, not even close. All right, I've got loot. And I think some of it is going to be pretty cool. Because it's the holiday season, so people probably send me presents. Which they should have, I appreciate. But I hope most people got their, friends and families presents instead. Give me stuff for my birthday. That's in February. Loot! Alright, well I didn't get any letters, but I do have a lovely pile of packages. So, let's take a look at them. We will start with this one, which could be stuff for review, given the source. But we shall see. It is, indeed. I have been sent a clear flywheel cage and clear flywheels. Fascinating. I assume they're meant to go in the Dominator or the Swordfish. Neither of which of mine are still clear. My Swordfish is now orange, And my Dominator is now currently black. It will get painted eventually. But I will definitely put these in something. They're really lightweight. That could be good for lighter motors like Michelle 2s or Fang revamps. Less torquey. Yeah. Interested to see how those serrated clear wheels work. So, there will be a review on that when I get around to building something with them. There. Take a look at this one. It's heavy. I'm curious. Someone sent me a brick of Snickers. Eat on camera. YouTube is Ainsley. Check me out in Fitz videos. 470k subs and going strong from Ainsley. Thank you. They sent me Snickers. I do enjoy. Oh, it's one enormous Snicker. I thought it was a package. Good Lord. That is a lot of Snick. I'm definitely not going to attempt to eat that all at once. But I may have an event this weekend that I could probably bring this to and dole it out. Cool. I've also seen the enormous York peppermint patties. Those I would love to get again. Most excellent. Alright. What do we got here? Dubious. It's a thing! CRKT. Sounds sharp. It is! I have been sent a knife. Oh, this is the one. Ah, this is from Sparky, who sent me this one. The issue with this one is it doesn't have any kind of locking mechanism. It's like a straight racer. And was slightly terrifying when I was cutting with it because you get to the end and it would flip down. Turns out the trick is just, to keep your thumb on the back so it doesn't do that. But this one actually locks. That is lovely. It's an interesting blade profile, too. Very cool. I still miss my ridge knife. Fiend. Stole it from me. Most excellent. We shall put this away. I liked this one because it was, like the ridge knife, was Molly compatible, but the lack of safety was a concern. So, thank you. Now I have one that won't cut me as readily. Alright, we got one more soft package. That sounds like happiness. From the Engelsteds, because they're awesome. Well, it's certainly sharp. You got me. A package! A package within a package. Within a package, is there eventually a package? Oh. What is that? Well, that sounds tragic. It kind of pinches your finger when you prime it, but it is an 8-shot pump-action revolver. Oh yeah, that'll get... Oh, well, notes. What do we got? Leave off. We finally got to the Lego. Ooh, look, it's a food pack. Sweet. And a note. That's the important part. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope the day finds you well. It does so far, even though it's damp. Sending a blaster for K26 possibilities. It is one you can use as you will afterwards. I do not need to send it back. Also sending a holiday feast for the Lego Village. Yes. Including the rare and elusive turkey. Hope they enjoy. Thank you for all you do for the Nerf hobby. Always looking forward to your videos. Your friends Ryan, Michelle, Greta, and Gabe. Thunderdome, Minnesota. So yeah, that'll definitely be getting K26. And this will definitely be added to my village. I should set up a little holiday diorama. There's bananas, carrots, apples, baguettes. Not baguettes. Croissant. Poisson. Some chocolat. Ice cream. Cash. a turkey, ice cream cones, I already said that, cookies, pizzas, a crate, and some cups. That is awesome. Thank you ever so much for all the bags. What do we got next? Let's go with this big one, because it's already open. Because it got sent to my home address for some reason. Great, there's a note. Captain Xavier, hey again from Lewiston. So I found another blaster that I checked through your Canatech K26 episodes and couldn't find it anywhere. So I figured I would send it on for you to give it a try. Whether it does or it doesn't, I'm not worried about getting the blaster back. If you want to scrap it for parts, enjoy. I also thought you might enjoy the new Goomies. I didn't recognize them as ones people have sent you yet, so I thought I'd give you a chance to try them. I do have to ask, though, you have talked about having history with Lewiston, but you never can elaborate on it much. Could you? Just curious. Enjoy. Anyway, enjoy the stuff. I'm working on another box for you already. If things work out, I think you'll be really happy with it. Elder Guardian. So I used to live in Lewiston. I lived in Lewiston for 4 years, I think, while I worked at the hospital. For a while, I lived literally 1 block from the hospital. It was fantastic being able to stagger out of bed 5 minutes before work and still get there on time. Made when I had to go in for on-call stuff super easy, too, because I could just stagger over in the middle of the night. But it wasn't a very big place. I didn't have room for my Lego, or I was running out of room for Nerf and all of that. And so I eventually found a nicer place that had a full basement and had a shop. Not a very big or particularly nice shop, but it was better than what I had before, which was a basement apartment. And yeah. But, I mean, it's Lewiston. I wanted to go somewhere with people and stuff. And there's not a lot of people or stuff in Lewiston. So, yeah. Alright, so what did he send me? He sent me this one, which is super cool. And I'm pretty sure it's a Dart Tag Hyperfire reshell, but a really cool one. Because it makes noises.
Blaster ready. Blaster ready.
I like it. I think I already have one. I know I haven't done it in K26, but I think I have 1 or 2 of them already. So now I've got even more. But yes, it will get featured. And if the Hyperfire could, there's a chance this one could. Don't know how long it would last, or how much of a difference it would make, but we gonna find out. Oh, that's right. I already took out the gummies. They were gummy straws, and no, I had never had those ones before. So, thank you very much for those. All right, we've got a little one. Bursting at the seams. I do believe somebody mentioned this. There's no note. Yeah, it's homemade cookies and candies and snacks and treats and stuff, which I have been given several times before, and I love homemade cookies and snacks and treats and such. Lovely. Thank you ever so much. In fact, I'm going to try one. That looks like fudge. Nom. Now that is a good fudge. A note! Dear Captain Xavier, greetings and thank you for your channel. I've always enjoyed it and found it very useful. I found this thing on clearance and thought of you. Please don't take that the wrong way. It's nothing great, but it's unusual, modular, kinda, and at least already in your colors. So I thought you might find a use for it. Spoiler alert. I shall have no spoiler alert, sir. Oh! I actually recently found one of these at a Goodwill, but it didn't have the bow. Okay, that is just fantastic. There was no kind of modular about that. So you can use it just as a regular bow, The arrows don't have fletches per se, but the kind of ranges this is going to get, it's not going to matter all that much. But, it even came with the darts. So it is both a dart blaster. It's got a barrel that you can just use as a dart blaster, and then it's got a locking lug to lock this crossbow on here, and then you can shoot the arrows. And it is in my colors, and I love it. But, spoiler alert, I already looked into putting K26 without any luck, though I'm sure you could do it with more comprehensive inspection. But did find you could ram some brass down the barrel front and improve the performance at least a little. Keep up the great work. I can't think of anything else to say. P.S. My best friend, I'm best friends with a nitwit, Commodore Nigel Thorpe Prickwillow Dickens, who declares himself your nemesis. Oh, you know him. I love his stuff. And if you could have a formal duel sometime to settle the matter of honor, I can arrange it. Are you anywhere near the Seattle area, or are you going to be going to any of the big events? Because I am going to be going to Jared's Epic Nerf Battle, and I am going to be going to End War and West vs. Zombies and Ragnar Oktoberfest in 2019. So if you're at any of those events, I would love to duel Commodore Nigel Thorpe Prickwillow Dickens to the death. And this is fantastic. Thank you ever so much. Where does this go? It's got to lock onto here somewhere. Maybe not? I cannot find anywhere for this to attach. Aha! I found it. There we go. Fantastic. Oh, this is getting run in the next war. I don't even care how bad it is. That is just too cool. Excellent. Thank you ever so much. I can have the other one just as a pistol. So I can dual wield, one with a crossbow, one without. It'll be gorgeous. Cool. Next. It's heavy. Probably valuable. I'm dead certain that's not supposed to be sticking out of the box. Letter. First. Always. Oh, come on. Dearest Pirate Captain of the Pacific Northwest, I have created this great care package just for you, and I hope you enjoy it and use these items in your conquests. The strange tubular object is a semi-modular scar barrel. Oh, it is. Ooh. Nice. Made from 3/4-inch aluminum tubing, 2 size of oxygen barrier PEX tubing from Menards, and 30-pound test monofilament fishing line and some E-tape. The orange tips are adjustable in and out and can be removed entirely as it is friction fit only. The other, more strange tubular object is part of the HVAC system of a truck that I dismantled for parts and scraps. The more interesting items are some handmade sanding mandrel. Oh. Meant for use in a drill. They make really good for resizing inside of tubes and cleaning up air restrictor removals. Oh. I see. I see. There's a candy bar stuck to it. Why is there a candy bar stuck to it? Layers upon layers. That's what we have going on here. Dot's Homestyle Pretzels. Chocolate pretzel bar with toffee. Neat. Marauding Captain. Magic together. Why did you send me $100 in cash? I threw in a few cuts of sandpaper that were about optimal use in them. Just fold them over hot dog style and insert the fold spine into the slot of the mandrel. The rest should be obvious. Lastly are a couple of Captain Xavier themed Yu-Gi-Oh cards and a pack of chocolate pretzels that were made locally to me. Enjoy all these gifts to the fullest. Jex Doctor. What do we have? X-Saber Airbellum. Yep, it's got X in the name. And Marauding Captain. Yep. Definitely Captain themed. Still curious about the $100. I mean, I love cash. I will take the cash. These will go with my collection of awesome things I've been sent. These will go probably to my drill press. Very cool. Very cool. Chocolate bar. All right, what do we got here? Shop napkins. Excellent. It's the blue stuff. It's good for cleaning grease, which is something that does happen around here. We've got popcorn. Cool. I'll have to find a good movie to watch. HVAC system. No idea why. I'm sure I can find a use. Charge! This is super cool. Yeah. Very nice. I'll definitely have to test that and see how well it works with various blasters. The adjustable, the fact that it's modular, yes. Very, very cool. And this, not for me apparently. No gummies for me. Don't know when I will see Wacom next, but I will get this to Wacom as requested. I'm going to try some of this. That is delightful. I like that. Look at the box. Could be anything. Keep your gift a surprise. Oh, I see. Well, we've got a Jolt. Need to get that all Jolt loadout done. Need to start printing holsters. Need to go through. I ended up getting sent like 4 or 5 different upgrades for the holster when I asked, and I need to go through them all and test them all and find one that works the best and then print a dozen of those. A gift for you. It's in a bag and everything. It's a hat. It's that's gonna be fun. Yes. All right, who is this from? I have a guess. Couldn't resist the silly hat. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Mad Hatter Ricky. P.S. Wish I could have better vocabulary. May send a letter soon. Most excellent, sir. Yes, that is a fantastic hat. I will be using that in an intro. And you can never have too many of these Jolts. I don't even know how many I have now, but I've got a gob, at least. All right, that one's going to be the last, which means we're up to this one. It's heavy, which is dubious. Oh, good lord. I've been sent root beer. A beta root beer made with pure Louisiana cane sugar. Caffeine free. Is it all a beta? A beta? It's like 6 bottles of a beta root beer. Well, that is excellent. I shall have one with dinner tonight. Most excellent, sir. Most excellent. And last but not least, we have another one of these. Handle with care. Oh dear. Another of these fantastic packages from Jimmy Barr, who sends me the coolest packages. I particularly love the labels. And look, they're labeled. Seriously, look at these cards. They're amazing. Captain Xavier, captain of the coolest stuff ever. Nerf and Lego. I hope this letter finds you better than my current condition. Because at the time I wrote this, I was getting over a cold, which I should be over now. I almost always get a cold over the summer. I've avoided it over the winter. I've avoided it this year by being a complete hermit and no longer kissing girls. Though, I'm not sure the trade-off was worth it. But, I haven't gotten sick. Yet. Hopefully... Did you send me a plague card? I will also be in the Bay Area by the time you get this, as long as this package doesn't get lost in the post for 6 weeks, like my last letter. It didn't get lost in the post, it got lost in my living room. Yeah. I'm not sure if you sent out the Quick 16 you fixed for me yet, but I have a new shipping address, the return address on this box. If you sent it to the other one, don't worry, I can still get it from there if need be. Anyway, I'm just going to let my notes explain everything in the box, because I'm writing in this card outside of the post office. P.S. Sorry about the sloppy logo. I couldn't find my stencil and didn't have time to make a new one. No worries, sir. Random note, I forgot to mention this in the card that I don't have the internet on my computer because my dad turned it off, so I can't like or comment on videos until I make it to the Bay Area this week. Well, don't worry about it. I don't think I have shipped out the Quick 16 yet because I couldn't find a box it fit. But I think some of the ones I've been sent this time might fit it, so I will get it sent to the new address, and we shall have no issues. All right, what do we got? We have a hammer shot. Random hammer shot with no spring. What? Well, I mean, I was going to upgrade the spring anyway, but that is kind of random. Cool. Can never have too many hammer shots. Blaster for K26. Oh, that is just uncomfortable. That is for tiny people. But all right. I found this fragile stuff. And it survived. We've got some Sprecher, which is good because I was running low on Sprecher. We've got some XXX trademark registered pure sugarcane root beer. Whoo! I don't know what that's about, but that sounds fabulous. Root beer for tasting and enjoying. There may be something else in here too. Sprecher orange cream didn't make it. Oh no! Merry Christmas! Oh no! No! The Sprecher Stein got broken. It's fixable. That can be fixed. No! Oh, that makes me sad. Damn you, U.S. Postal Service. You have damaged my Sprecher Stein. I shall glue it. I will not be daunted. Oh, that is so sad. That makes me sad. But it's awesome. And I thank you. Oh, what do we got here? Oh. Ooh. Total Extreme Air. Well, we shall have to see what we can do with that. Ah, there's more root beer. The remains of a rough cut. Rough cut parts. And Busby Lightyear blaster cylinder. 2 sets of rough cut parts. One complete, other with a couple of cracks. Used for diagnostics and repair, if you wish. Well, spare parts are always useful. I am actually going to start collecting and cataloging copious amounts of spare parts. Oh, we got some Frosties. I've had Frosties. Oh, this one. Oh, what do we got here? Censored. You know, I have some ale that's similarly named to this. Never had that. That is pretty cool. And last but not least, we have Buckin' root beer. Jackson Hole Soda Buckin' root beer. So there's another one I've never had. All right. That, sir, is awesome. A load of root beers. I think I got 4 root beers here that I've never had. 3 of the ones from you, and then the Albita. This is a tragedy. looks like it got dropped and one of the bottles must have hit it right there and it really messed it up. Cracked it in multiple directions. But hopefully I can glue it and get it to seal well enough. We will see. I might have to wax the inside of it or something. I have to do something. If any of you know any good techniques for fixing a broken ceramic mug so that it will hold water again, let me know, because it's a Spreckerstein and it's damaged. It makes me sad. Oh well. If nothing else, I can glue it and use it as decoration. But if there is a good way that you guys know of for how to seal the inside of that again, because it's fairly badly cracked. We've got one impact here that's all crunchy, and then it's got spider cracks going off in all directions, and then it's split all the way through there. So, well, let me know if there are any good techniques for resealing this, or if you think I should just glue it and put it on a shelf. Either way, that's beautiful and awesome, and it's... Alright. I'm verklempt enough. You guys, this is some amazing holiday stuff, you guys. You guys are awesome. You send me the coolest stuff. I love that you've now started sending me root beers. That is really cool. Still trying to make it through all the gummies that I've been sent, and I'm glad I'm not getting more of those. But new root beers is really, really cool. I'll have to try one each day with dinner and see what I think of them all. Someday I'll have a place where I'll start collecting the bottles and putting them on display or something. For now, I just recycle them. Anyway. So much cool stuff. Good stuff for K26. That one's going to be interesting, because I've got the other Top Prime one that I still haven't done. This one looks vaguely Star Wars-y. I'm not sure if it's actually meant to be a Star Wars blaster, but it does kind of have that look about it. It's weird. That's what it is. But that'll be fun. Anyway, thank you all ever so much. And thank you guys for watching.